The Out of Bounds Show podcast is presented by the premium cigars at Havana Smoke Shop. Visit their 2 locations, I-55 in Jackson and on the Res, for your premium cigar needs. Only at Havana Smoke Shop.
Yes, Pickens Jackson.
Are you ready?
Now live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the BankPlus Studio.
Listening to
Mississippi's #1 sports talk show, The Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming worldwide live on the Out of Bounds radio app and on your radio at ESPN 105.9. The Zone.
Oh, good morning. Welcome in. Out of Bounds brought to you by the 12-ounce filet, medium rare. Oh, side of mushrooms. Pair it with a great glass of wine or some Four Roses bourbon. Let's go small batch. Very, very good. Kessler Prime in the Renaissance, KesslerPrime.com to make a reservation. Good morning. Welcome in. I've got Blake and Matthew with me. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Rolling along on a Wednesday. We'll have Ryan Fowler on. Afternoon drive, T-Town, Tuscaloosa. Fowler will join us at 8:30. You never know what he's going to say. He's got a little bar two in him. And he and True Maroon have somewhat of the same personality. But Fowler's funny, man. And he knows Lane Train real well. He covered him. He told me some, I can't share all of them, but he told me some great stories about when the Lane Train was in Tuscaloosa.
Rehabbing.
Ryan Fowler, 109 The Game. T-Town joins it at 8:30 on the Modelo guest line. It's also a Wings Wednesday brought to you by Modelo. So Fowler will stop by at 8:30. We'll talk a little Bama and some other things. What's A&M going to do? Man, oh man, 10-7 win over Colorado. You're paying $10 million a year for Jimbo Fisher to beat Colorado 10-7. This is going to be interesting. Haynes King is out for several weeks. LSU and A&M could throw up a lot of L's this year. We'll see if Jimbo can rely on his defense. That's a nasty group. And I guess that's what they're going to have to do. Mike Elko is considered one of the better defensive coordinators in the country. Boy, was that a great hire by Jimbo? You could argue that's the reason why they've had success. I mean, it's not Jimbo's offense. He plucked him from Notre Dame. How about that? Mike Elko was at Notre Dame. Jimbo goes and throws a ton of cash at him. And he's done a great there. They got some dudes on the defensive side of the football. Don't know how long that can save you. They play Arkansas not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's in Jerry's World. That's where they usually play it. Okay. So it'll be in the Dallas metro area and Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And Arkansas and A&M will, boy, can you imagine if Pittman's able to pull that one too?
Ooh.
Who do they have this week? Georgia Southern. Okay. They can't fall. They're kind of like Mississippi State. They're not good enough to fall asleep at the wheel. And although Mississippi State had a big win last weekend, and it would have been even bigger if Arkansas doesn't just smash Texas. But you're not – Pittman and Leach have not been able to haven't had the time to recruit enough better athletes, better players, whatever, to to drop your guard. You just can't do it. I mean, yeah. Mississippi State can't go to Memphis. One of our texters on the agup.com text line said earlier, Memphis is 25-1, Matthew and Blake, in their last 26 games.
Hello.
In Liberty Bowl. 25-1, and their only loss is a 31-30 loss. Could have won the game against Central Florida the year that Central Florida went undefeated. So Memphis has been big balling at the Liberty Bowl. They have won 25 of 26 games in that beautiful, beautiful stadium, the Ritz-Carlton of Sunbelt Stadiums, the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. Out of bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. The Farm Bureau Insurance call-in line is 601-707-3750. Bundle your auto and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Ole Miss, Matthew's putting together some numbers for us as far as Airbnb. I can't wait to see the numbers. They've caught State and Ole Miss do this. They love it. I mean, these are two passionate fan bases. Now that Kiffin is off and running and winning, there's even more demand in Oxford. So we're going to check out some of the Airbnb numbers and this is a non-conference game. This isn't even a conference game. Ole Miss's first big conference game at home is Arkansas in 3 weeks. So they'll take a week off after this week. Then they'll go to Tuscaloosa, and then they will host the Arkansas Razorbacks in Oxford. And at that point, it will be 63 or 64,000 people in Vaught-Hemingway.
Arkansas could be 4-1 at that point.
How about that?
Only lost probably to Georgia.
Ooh.
Look, with no Haynes King and the way Arkansas is playing, neutral site, A&M, Arkansas, I don't know that A&M's just a heavy favorite.
They have two brutal games before they play each other, don't they, Blake?
Yeah, they do.
Ole Miss playing at Alabama. That will be very, very physical. And Arkansas playing at Georgia.
Yeah.
That will be very, very physical for those two teams. And then they'll come back, and that is a winnable game for both teams, although you give the edge to the Ole Miss Rebels. Yeah, thanks, Matthew.
Pretty tough stretch for Arkansas where they have to go basically
brutal.
3 straight road games.
Thank you,
I know Texas A&M is not considered a road game, but you're not at home. Then you go at Georgia, at Ole Miss. That's tough for Sam Pittman.
Blake, we can go to Oxford this weekend. 4 bedrooms, 4 bedroom for $2,300 a night.
That's a steal.
There's another 4 bedroom for $5,000 a night. There's a 3-bed. This is Airbnb, right, Matthew? Okay, and BRBO. This is what's going on in Oxford this weekend now that Lane started winning. 4 bedroom for $2,300 a night. 4 bedroom for $5,000 a night. 3 bedroom, 1 mile from the square for $1,200 a night. And then we've got some 850s, 989s, and so on a night. So that's what we're looking at in Oxford this weekend.
Just trying to find some recruits.
Absolutely. We are too. We are too.
Yeah,
we're always recruiting.
I don't know if I like. Oh man, there's no way I would ever do that. Not for a non-conference game.
But there will be people who do.
Oh, for sure.
Because why not?
For sure.
Right? I mean, if you can, then
yeah.
Then isn't it amazing what's happened with Airbnb and VRBO and Startwell in Oxford?
That's massive.
See, that would throw people off in like New York City or Chicago this morning. If you told them that there have been Airbnbs for $1,200, $2,500, $4,000 a night for college games in Startwell in Oxford, Mississippi. That's a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's great.
Let's go back to that 11-8
excitement. Well, I was just say the excitement's back. We went 3 or 4 years, well, not 4 maybe, but yeah, last year was tough too with the coach. So I mean, it's been like 4 years since teams have been this excited.
I want to hear if we've got an Ole Miss listener that's going to power tailgate this weekend. I want to hear what time you're going to get out there. Like what? Tell me is there somebody that's going out there at like it's a 7:00 kick. So do we have anybody listening that's getting out there by noon? Or maybe even before?
Oh, they'll be there before.
Are you really going that early? Oh, wow.
So if
Matthew says he's going that early.
If you're in a fraternity, they make certain, the pledges and things like that have to be there.
I'm talking about normal people. Like, I mean, I'm talking about like a 30 or 40 or 50-year-old alum.
There's still some 30-year-old fraternity people at Ole Miss.
And save, places and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about a tailgate that people... Will you be out there by noon, Matthew?
Dude,
that is incredible.
If there's a school that still has 30-year-olds acting like fraternity boys, it's Ole Miss. They'll be out there early.
Shots fired early. It doesn't bother Matthew whatsoever. Matthew's our Ole Miss intern. We just had... Who did we have?
Tucker.
Tucker. We've gone... Our last 3 interns. Ole Miss, Delta State.
We're nothing if not diverse.
Very much so. The Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by National Double Cheeseburger Day. You can go to Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue, Main Street, Madison, and Brandon. They have delicious burgers. They also serve breakfast. You can also, guess who else has a double patty, double cheeseburger? Very underrated. Broad Street Bakery in Jackson. National Double Cheeseburger Day. Back in a second.
You're listening to the Out of Bounds Show podcast, presented by Independent Roofing Systems. If you want it done right the first time, visit Independent Roofing Systems today.
Good morning. Welcome in. The show is brought to you by Dallas Body Shop in Ridgeland. For any collision repair that you need, you want to go to Dallas Body Shop in Ridgeland. It's right behind Acura of Jackson. Right down the road from Drago's and Edwin Watts Golf Shop. Dallas Body Shop in Ridgeland. And we've been doing business with Dallas Body Shop for over 20 years. Dallas Body Shop in Ridgeland. Let's go to the agup.com text line. Manage your land with a John Deere tractor from Mississippi Ag. Agup.com. Nickelback is going to Oxford this weekend. And he decided to send us a text about it. Bo, I'm a State fan, and I'm going to Oxford this weekend, actually. I will be giving a speech on how it feels to have an outright championship earned on the field, not given to you by a newspaper randomly. Shots fired from Nickelback, who will be in Oxford this weekend.
Ooh, so tasty and ironic.
Now, evidently, Tulane and Ole Miss have been having some fun on social media because something the Lane train said, Blake.
Yeah, so Lane, they do their Monday press conferences or whatever for the next opponent. And Lane just dropped that, they're facing an SEC opponent this weekend. And I think that's both a compliment to Tulane and maybe a little bit of fun with the fact that Tulane was a charter member of the SEC, a million years ago, right?
Right.
So then Tulane responds with a tweet, and this is from the Tulane football account late last night. They responded with a tweet where it just has the eyeball emoji and it says #RollWave, and it's a picture, and it's a very clouded, dark picture, but right in the middle, lit up, is the back of the Tulane football helmet, and on it is a new patch that they have not worn all year yet, and it says SEC champs 34, 39, 49. Now that is next level trolling from Tulane in response to Lane Kiffin.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Ole Miss has won the last 11 meetings with Tulane. The last time they played, 2012.
Really?
Yep.
They haven't played since 2012?
Yeah.
That was Bo Wallace. Just FYI. That was Hugh Freeze's first year as the Ole Miss coach. And Bo Wallace was your starting quarterback. So there you go.
Yeah. I just love that. I love that we've allowed ourselves to be more informal with this type of stuff. Kiffin loves it. Every Sunday he's retweeting Alabama football stuff.
Oh, I know.
And with emojis and tweeting to other people. It's hilarious.
It is.
It is very funny, and I love that Tulane had fun with it and responded. And why not? The SEC champs, baby. What's up?
I wonder what they're wearing. Is Ole Miss going powder blue this weekend?
I've heard they're saving powder blue for LSU, but I could be wrong.
They can't wear it more than once?
No, they probably could, but Lane, they like to be flashy. They like to wear different uniforms.
Ah.
So
Tulane will either be white or green, right?
They have that weird teal. It's like a teal green.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a cool look. They wore some cool teal green uniforms at Oklahoma in week 1.
That's right. Tulane is a cool campus. Uptown New Orleans, cool spot for sure. I can't believe that they got a football stadium built on their campus. That's pretty amazing. But I guess in the big grand scheme of things, I can't blame them. I mean, if you could do it, why not?
Weren't they playing? They were playing at the Superdome, right?
Yes.
Forever? Yeah.
Ole Miss and Mississippi State have traveled down to the Superdome many a times to face the Tulane Green Wave. Those are some of the best. I don't know why. If as the AD, I would try to get as many games at now it's at Tulane on campus. Prior to that, I would have tried to get as many as you could.
Yeah. Or if you
in that stadium,
if you have to do a neutral site game, go to New Orleans. Right? Don't go to. I mean, Atlanta's okay, I guess. You kind of got hosed on it being a Monday night game, so you didn't get to travel as well as I think Ole Miss fans would have traveled pretty well to Atlanta if it was a Saturday night game.
Right.
But if you got to go neutral site, I got to think New Orleans is right there at the top of the list.
And that line's about 14 points.
Yep, 14.5 is what it's at right now. It's gone from 15 to 14 to 15. It's just right there at 14.5.
Vegas doesn't have a lot of confidence in Mississippi State.
No. Nope. 3 right now, still sitting at it, if I'm not mistaken. And Memphis, just to give you a little stat, you mentioned what they've done at home. Memphis is averaging 49 points per game in their 2 games. I mean, they played nobody, but they have passed for 341 yards a game and rushed for 293 yards a game. I'm no mathematician, but that's like 700-plus yards each game.
And that line's at 3.
That's incredible.
Mississippi State is a 3-point favorite on the road at the Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, Memphis is averaging over 8 yards a play right now through 2 games.
Do you think that place will be almost packed?
I think there will be
How many Mississippi State fans do you think will show up?
I think there will be a good amount.
I mean, there's a bunch of Mississippi State people in DeSoto County.
You can also day trip it with it being a 3 o'clock game.
Well, yeah, you can drive from here and get there easily.
Yeah, and come back.
I mean, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that actually, but yeah, you could do that. That's true. Are you going to do that, Hotshot?
No,
okay.
I told you I'm watching football because then if I do that, I'm missing all the games before and after because I got to drive.
I mean, you could go to the Peabody and do that whole thing, but it doesn't have quite the sizzle that it did in 1993 or something. Anyway, maybe I'm missing it.
Yeah. I was like blown away by when I was in like elementary school and I got to go to the Peabody. It's cool because it's like old looking.
Well, that's because like you went and saw the Ducks and you were 8 years old.
And you eat it at Texas State Brazil, which at that time you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So,
I don't think I was, but okay.
Yeah, I was. It was awesome.
Okay. What if you had to set an over-under on Mississippi State fans in the Liberty Bowl on Saturday? 15,000?
I'm looking up their capacity. I don't know.
64?
61. Yeah, it's listed at 61 right now. Yeah. There's no way it's above 50 total, right? I don't think Memphis.
I don't know. Memphis may come out for an SEC team. Like you said, they've been winning the last 5-6 years between Norvell and this new dude.
So in 2019, which is the last full season of full attendance, they had their highest average attendance in 5 seasons. They were averaging 38,000 fans per game in 2019. That's not bad.
No,
so
that's not bad
at all. If you do 40, let's say 40,000 Memphis fans and another 15, now you're close to capacity right there, Bo.
Yeah. It could be a nice, it could really be a good crowd.
It could, yeah.
Yeah.
And midday in Memphis, like you're not going to be doing anything else. You can still go out that night. So like you would think Memphis fans would have nothing else to do, right?
Right.
I mean, you can only go to the Pyramid so many times.
Really?
Bass Pro, baby. Have you seen that viral video about where the guy sings the song about the Bass Pro shop in the Pyramid?
Awesome?
Oh, it's incredible. It's next level.
Do you think that would interest me at all?
You would laugh.
Okay.
I mean, you wouldn't watch. You'd watch
Matthew,
it one time.
have you ever been to the Bass Pro at the Pyramid? Okay.
Of course he has. He's a Southern boy. Everybody's been to the. It's the Mecca.
I haven't. I mean, I've been to the Pyramid when they played basketball there.
No, it's the
But
Mecca.
I haven't been to the Bass Pro thing. I don't know why.
Bass Pro Shop.
Do you think I would be interested in that?
Not in going to the Bass Pro Shop, but the video is funny.
Okay, so there's a video. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's like a music.
We got a minute here.
No, it's just the guy. It's a parody, like music video song.
He's having fun with it.
Yes, about the fact that about how Memphis has a Bass Pro Shop pyramid, basically. And it's a little bit of a joke on Memphis and a joke on the fact that there's a giant pyramid right on the river. And
what
like
is it is it like 100,000 square foot store?
Yes, it's massive. It's like the Mecca, and that's the whole joke, is that it's like the pilgrimage. It's the Mecca of Bass Pro.
I got you.
You know, if you're a Southern boy, you got to go to the Bass Pro Shop at the Pyramid. It's incredible. It's right up there with like the Coach O song. You know,
that was so good.
Football.
That was so
Brent Schaefer.
You're right though about all the drive-in. I mean, you can drive in from Jackson, Tupelo. Of course, DeSoto County is Memphis, but I mean, there are literally thousands of Mississippi State people there. Nashville's an easy, what is that, 2.5 hours from Nashville? That's an easy drive. And then you've got some other pretty nice sized towns in that Memphis area that you can drive. I'm thinking I'm going to go, Blake, 50. We'll talk about it in a second. Ryan Fowler next. You can order award-winning Jonesy Q rubs and sauces at jonesyq.com. Use promo code OOBSHOW if you order $20 or more and receive free shipping. That's jonesyq.com. Promo code OOBSHOW.
Hey guys, listen up.
This is EC Insider Hit, powered by Miss Kelly Furniture, Mississippi's number one sleep store.
Oh, man. Good morning. Welcome in. What's happening? Week 3, college football. Week 2, the NFL. We bring on our friend, Alabama Crimson Tide insider, Ryan Fowler, afternoon drive, T-Town. And Fowler joins us on the Modelo guest line. Hey, Fowler, did you know that it's National Double Cheeseburger Day? Does that do anything for you?
Oh, yeah. National Double Cheeseburger Day?
Yeah.
Who comes up with all this, like, days?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
want that gig.
Like,
though.
who decides this? Like, I mean, I think we even had a National Radio Day the other day.
We did.
I mean, it's like, okay, what exactly is the purpose of all of this? But anyway, it's always a big topic of conversation. And Food and football. I could literally do 10 hours on food and football. Food and football. We love food. We love food.
Best burger in Tuscaloosa.
Best burger in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta be one of my sponsors.
Okay,
right?
that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how this thing works.
Yes.
Southern Ale House on Tuesday, they do a pepper jelly burger.
Ooh.
That they take pepper jelly and they do a cream cheese. And you got to go medium. To me, you got to leave the juice in. Like, now I don't want charcoal burger, well done. So, yeah, you got to go medium. And, man, you get me craving a burger. That may be what I do for lunch today. But, yeah, so pepper jelly burger is my go-to. They only do it on Tuesday. And they take a homemade pepper relish. And it's got a sweet, tangy, a little bit of hot. That's my go-to burger. Now, there is a place.
Hold on. What was that place you just referenced? What?
Southern Ale House.
Southern what?
Ale House. Southern Ale House.
Okay, Southern Ale House. Got it. All right.
Yeah. So that's a good one. There's another place that is a hole-in-the-wall bar. And it's, I'm talking about like right now with COVID, you probably don't want to go in there, but if you go in there, if you walk out, you're probably immune to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's one of those top places. There's a place there.
What's it called?
You can go, and it's called the Oasis.
Oasis.
It's called the Oasis. It's got a pretty good burger. And then you've also got a place called Nick's in the Sticks. That's pretty good. I think you've probably heard of that one. That's been around for a long time. Nick's in the Sticks over here.
Okay.
That's pretty decent. But I stay away from chains. So I hit them all in the Paul top places. I like those.
Yeah, you're a smart man. Smart man. Yeah. All right. Hey, did you not get the memo?
Which memo?
Alabama was supposed to take a step back this year.
Yeah, they are. They are. Have you not seen that offensive line?
Okay, so tell me about the offensive line compared to what they should be or what Alabama has fielded in the last 10, 12 years, Ryan.
All right, so let's look at the guys who departed last year. They pushed people around. Landon Dickerson, Alex Leatherwood, Deontay Brown, they've moved on. So you're trying to find a replacement for these guys. Chris Owens played a lot of center, but he just couldn't. For some reason, he played in the playoff game against Notre Dame and Ohio State and was okay. I mean, I thought he was a guy that would be automatically, okay, hey, he played in the playoff games, very productive. So now we go back to opening camp, go all the way through spring training. Okay, he's got some problems, but they're working some of that out, and they just couldn't get it. They couldn't get the job done. So they moved Darian Dalcourt to that spot, and so they moved Darian Dalcourt there, which is a true center. We've been hearing about him for several years that he's going to be the up and coming center, and they bumped Chris Owens out to right tackle. Well, that bump out to right tackle has created just that one position throws everything else off. And I'm not sure if it's just that they have not worked together, but I watched Mercer on Saturday kind of push around Alabama's offensive line. And I'm like, whoa. And I mean, I'm not talking about bringing extra bodies. I'm talking about one-on-one. And, they didn't have a great game. Now, was that because of the mental focus that they did not prepare right for Mercer? But Chris Owens at right tackle is struggling a little bit.
So would you say this is a solid line? All right, so for Bama standards.
It's B minus, C plus. Yeah, maybe. It's just there's not a lot of maulers up there. There's not a lot of road graders up there that just move bodies. And I'm kind of curious to see what happens when you get an SEC play.
Do you think that Florida can at least make that offensive line uncomfortable at times?
I think in some ways, I think that's where their chance exists. I mean, I think you see Vegas, which that line has come back down a little bit. It went up to 16.5. I think it's down to 14.5 in some places out in Vegas. I even saw it at 14 yesterday in a couple of places too. I like to monitor that at Vegas Insider. But I do think that Florida can test that particular area, but I don't know if they're going to have enough offense to really open up with Alabama. And I also think that there's a lot of rook cards in their back pocket, and depends on how the game goes early if they're going to show it. I mean, think about Billingsley. He's not even really been a part of this offense, and I think he's probably one of those guys that is going to have a huge role on this team. So just keep your eye on a lot of things. I still think they're holding back. They also probably put some things on tape to make Florida think about what they think they're going to do with Bill O'Brien, because right now it's just a guessing game. I still think that they're going to be physical. Remember, Doug Marrone, former NFL head coach, is the offensive line coach. I think they'll get it worked out, but I'm not sure Chris Owens can be that everyday right tackle. So do I think Florida will have a chance to play with Alabama? Possibly. I still think Alabama wins the game pretty comfortably, though.
Okay, so would you give them or take them, the points?
Based on Nick Saban, because it sets up perfect for him. Let's say if Alabama beats Mercer 69-0, and they just come out and they just kill Mercer, then I think the attention span for Alabama, they come in and they come into the practice week, and maybe it's not a lot of focus. They don't have a lot of level of concentration to get everything done because they feel like it's kind of went to their head. As it is, the way that Nick Saban's team performed against Mercer, very sloppy. Just didn't. I mean, we're talking about Alabama guys throwing helmets and. Just the mental mistakes was awful. So I almost wonder if you think about, does Nick Saban, you ever wonder if Nick Saban, I put this up on Twitter, you ever wonder if Nick Saban allows his team to perform bad against smaller teams where he can dial them in with attention and go, see, if you want to do it on your own, go ahead. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So listen to me, and I'll show you how to win. If not, if you want to listen to yourself, that's how we'll play. And Alabama was a little sloppy.
Okay, Ryan Fowler, 109 The Game, afternoon drive, Tuscaloosa, Alabama at Florida, 2:30, CBS. You going to the game, Wildman?
No, that's a long way.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, I mean, and see, I don't get off the air until 6 on Friday. Those long trips to College Station.
Terrible.
Yeah, because you get off the air at 6, so then I'd have to find a flight that evening, or I have to drive. And 2:30, no thank you. This 60-inch LED television is going to be my ticket on Saturday.
All right. Ryan Fowler on the Out of Bounds show and the Modelo guest line. Did you play the audio clip of the player referencing his favorite Nick Saban line or quote as D's nuts? Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Have you guys played it?
Blake says he's got it here in a second, and we're going to drop it. Did y'all play it Did you play it once or did you play it several times?
Well, and my producer mixed it in with some kind of song.
Well, see, yours actually does creative stuff.
Well, I mean, I was actually kind of shocked that he did this. I mean,
okay.
it was kind of, yeah. I mean, so I mean, you know, but it was really good. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a good producer. But
we'll send him over here.
Oh, you want to hire him?
Well, maybe.
Well, I mean, how good is Blake? I mean, you want to do a trade?
We may need to. We may need to do a trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
This could be like a foreign exchange thing.
I mean,
we could just switch for like a month and then come back. It'd be good for our learning experiences.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, it might be good for him to cover championship football. See, he could learn something.
But see, he says he's a national champion because he's been covering a championship baseball program.
Is what it is.
Oh, okay. I got you. But yeah, so we played it with a song, and I actually, I don't know. I felt kind of bad. I said, if you got kids in the car, go to the rock and roll station for a couple of minutes and come back. So, the last thing I want to do is play something on my air, and mom's sitting up in the front seat. You got a 12-year-old in the back seat. And he goes, "What are they talking about? What are they talking about?"
No, those are good. Those are good, wholesome discussions that you need to have with your kids at some point.
But, I mean, it's also like the best coach in college football history is over here making, middle school jokes.
You know what? At the end of the day, even obviously he's one of the smartest, sharpest coaches. Even those guys in this sport will meet ball out. It gets, whether it's Peyton Manning, Nick Saban, it doesn't matter, man. There's too much machismo and testosterone, right? You put a bunch of males in a room, they're gonna meet ball out at some point.
Yeah. And so we've heard this before. Like Josh Jacobs, I think, goes on Dan Patrick's show, makes the comment talking about, he said, "Does Nick Saban really does this?" And he said, every day he's walking by and, he's cracking these middle school jokes, and, it's quite fun. So are you going to play the audio? You want me to react to it, or are you going to react to it?
Blake evidently either. Do you have it? All right, here it is. Here we go, Ryan.
Okay.
There are a few I like, and he always talking about touch D's or all that.
What player was it?
Battle.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan Battle. Okay. And so if the part that you're not able to hear is this was live on Zoom, and so somebody got it. Now, the version that they sent out, they edited the version out, but it was already out there. It was already out, so nobody could do anything about it. It was already there. So, but you could hear Josh Maxson in the background, the PR, SID, and he's going
because he knows he may have to move out of T-Town.
He's going no, and then he follows it up and he goes, "Hey, he wanted something inspirational, something that Saban gives you a quote," and so I cannot wait today at 11 o'clock because some reporter is going to ask him on the SEC teleconference. If it doesn't happen on that, it'll happen tonight following practice. Somebody's going to ask him about it.
Oh,
and I,
tonight does Saban do his coach's show tonight or tomorrow night? What night?
No. It's the press conference following practice.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 6 o'clock. But then at 11 a.m. is that SEC teleconference, which I never get anything out of. It's like it's dry.
I don't listen to it. But smart man, very smart man. Very smart man. Hey, do you ever go to the Nick Saban show? No. Okay, I didn't know if you. Have you ever been?
Because Yeah, I think one time I went over, I think with a sponsor.
Okay.
And but no, it's you're gonna really laugh at this. Nick Saban show is at Bob Baumhauer's place here.
Okay.
To get a seat inside the restaurant,
Okay.
you've got to get there at 8 a.m. the morning of to get a seat for that evening.
You're kidding, aren't
And
you?
there's a line. No, I'm dead serious. There is a line a mile long. So, like, let's just say that you happen to go to lunch at this place just because, you want to go to lunch and, you'll walk by all these people that are in line to get in for the Nick Saban coach on Thursday night. So if you go Thursday lunch.
Are you kidding me?
No, there is a line of people that.
Is it more Bama Walmart fans or actually alums, Ron?
No, this restaurant's not cheap. I mean, it's pretty, it's not like a, Happy Bill Big Mac type thing. No,
Okay.
It's, yeah.
That is incredible. So people get there and will wait hours and hours and hours to get a seat for the Nick Saban show at Bob Baumhauer's.
Yeah, and I've got a guy who calls in to my show. He does it every single week. Thursday is his off day.
He must be retired. Okay. Off day.
No, it's his off day. Thursday's off day. That's how he spends his off day on Thursday, waiting to get a spot. Now, the part that you don't discuss here is Nick Saban, during the commercial break, goes table to table to table, signing autographs, taking photos.
Are you serious? He does that?
Yeah, he does. So it's
damn. That is impressive, Ron. I didn't think he would do that.
No, he takes photos, takes autographs, and gives his autograph. And mingles with it. Yeah, let me tell you, Saban with Eli Gold on Thursday night at 7:00 is the best part of the entire week, because at that point practice is somewhat done for the week.
Sure,
there's still preparation to do, the walkthroughs and all that, but at that point it's deep breath time. If you ever have a chance to listen to his press conference on Monday and Wednesday, compare it to Thursday night. He opens up, he tells stories, he talks about things that, when him and Bill Belichick did it, and him and his dad. I mean, the stories in the amount of content he tells. I mean, it's like another side of Saban that most of us never get a chance to see. If you never listen, you don't hear that. But he tells stories. He talks about, people call in, they'll ask questions. It's a very informative show. But,
do you listen every week?
Portion, I do. Yeah, it's on our station. So we're.
Oh, so it's on 109.
Yeah, we're the flagship station of Alabama football.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Yeah. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Hey, Lane Kiffin going to USC?
I don't think so, but I think that I don't think they'll even get to him. But if they were, I think he would be very interested.
Hey, can I ask one more question?
What do you think?
Can I slip it in? All right. So here's what we debate over here.
Okay.
Ole Miss, they want Lane Kiffin to be successful, right?
Yeah.
But you also want to understand that if he gets to a certain success, he's leaving, right? He's not going to stay in Oxford. He's going to go to a bigger, better job. So, you pull for him to have success, but then there's a cutoff. You don't want him to have too much success. You don't want him to get double digits 3 years in a row because he's gone. So how do Ole Miss fans find that balance? Because they're not – listen, I'm not trying to be mean here, but they're not going to be able to keep this guy. If he continues to do what he's been able to do and progress at this stage, he's leaving Oxford.
I think instead of college, if he wins big, he's going to the NFL, Ron.
Ooh. You know what? And that may be but just a bigger job. So you know.
Well, you don't have to recruit, and obviously the NFL is so much bigger. He's already been there. He grew up in it with his dad, Monty Kiffin. He's coached in the NFL. He's awesome at coaching the most important position, quarterbacks. phenomenal play caller. His scheme will work in the NFL because it's kind of what the Chiefs and some others are running, or a variation of. And so if he drops a 9 or 10 win, or maybe he'll have to do it more than 1 year, I wouldn't be surprised if someone in the NFL comes calling.
Well, and that's the part you're kind of like, okay, if he goes 7-5 or 8-4 for a few years, we get to keep him. But if he jumps up, I mean, let's say that he's 10-1, or 10-2, or 11-1 this year. Don't you think that? I mean, people are going to come calling. I mean, the guy can coach. And see, I bring it up here all the time, and people don't like what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
But if Nick Saban retired tomorrow, and if Dabo says no, I always say, if Dabo says no, where do you go? I'd call Lane Kiffin.
It'd be a good phone call. Yep.
Because I just think he's a brilliant coach.
He's a brilliant offensive coach / play caller, no question, Ron.
But also, he has learned to be that CEO type.
True.
Too. I don't hear. He's learned that, and so I think that part of managing and recruiting, the building blocks. I mean, you could just see he's more comfortable in that role after spending some time in Tuscaloosa and learning how to manage the non-football stuff.
Hey, there's Ryan Fowler, 109 The Game, Tuscaloosa, on the Modelo guest line. I got a couple of minutes here, Fowler.
Okay.
What people aren't sold on Bill O'Brien yet. Kind of compare what he's trying to do compared to what Lane was so successful at doing at Alabama. You think he even stacks up close to Lane or Sark?
Don't know yet. Because I don't think he has that offensive line right now to work with.
Sure.
And I think that will come, and I think then we'll see the real Bill O'Brien offense. I've also the part that I've always heard a lot about him is that he would run the football, that he would play some power, and I have not seen that yet. So because this offensive line has just not pushed enough people around to get it, and when you think about his style, his physical style. That's something that I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this develop. He's not in the Sark Kiffin league right now. Ask me again in November. I may have a different opinion, but not right now.
Okay. All
but
right.
He may not have to be with Bryce Young. I mean, look at this guy.
Well, I'm sitting there thinking that. I mean, you could probably say that Saban's both his coordinators are solid, and yet they're run so well, and they're so talented. They're still the overwhelming favorite. Now, could they lose at some point? Yes. But we still expect them to, unless Ole Miss pulls something crazy, we expect Bama to be in Atlanta. I mean, I don't have any confidence in Kirby Smart beating him. And so that means you expect them to be in the college football playoff. And then, from there, I mean, who really jumps out at you this year?
Yeah. No, you're right.
You could do this with on paper, and I don't know exactly, but on paper, most people may give Bill O'Brien and what's the young dude's name that's your defense, Golding, a C plus, and yet Alabama may win the freaking national championship.
But listen, I can coach this defense. This defense is
loaded.
I mean, you got Will Anderson. What do? Go see the quarterback, get him. They got some dudes on that side of the football. But all right, well, we'll see Ole Miss here in a few weeks. If Kiffin's still there, he may have already left at that point. So will Kiffin make the trip to Tuscaloosa?
I think he will. Hey, I appreciate it.
I think so too. See you guys.
Okay, buddy. Roll Tide. Ryan Fowler, 109 The Game. Tuscaloosa, afternoon drive, right here on the Modelo guest line. It's a Wings Wednesday, brought to you by an ice-cold Modelo or Coors Light. Don't forget that Sal and Mookie's has amazing wings, and we have a Sal and Mookie's in Madison right over here in Colony Crossing. Their wings are amazing. They've also got great pizza slice specials. Sal and Mookie's in Madison in Colony Crossing.